Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions. All right, let's get the show on the road, as they say. First and foremost, good evening, Tony. Good evening, Greg, Bobby, John Aloy Sr. Yeah, I took that off, actually. Is that what happened? Your right eye, too, huh? Yeah, I got this one right here, but I don't have to wear it except when I'm sleeping, so it's the first time I've had it off since the surgery. I believe the surgery went relatively well. After 4 hours after the surgery, they checked my eyes again instead of me getting up and going in the morning this morning. And 4 hours after the surgery, my right eye was at 20/35. So the doc said he didn't see any reason why it wouldn't get any better than that over time. So that's good. We've been diligently putting the eye drops in. Well, I'm not real fond of them, but I can't get her to understand how to do it. I mean, the people that down there at the hospital did it, and it was like boom, boom, boom. No problem whatsoever. Lorna, she's so afraid she's going to do something wrong. It's like, it's a damn eye drop. Just punch, squeeze the bottle, drop comes out, goes in your eye. So, anyway, me pop check. Little Alex. Don't feel lonely. Nobody's heard anything from me. I've been in bed all day today. Well, but the thing is, you're going to figure for some reason it's not even close. Let me get my chat set here. No Zoom. Oh. All right. Now let's see if there's Zoom. Can somebody say hi in Zoom for me, please?
Hi in Zoom.
I could hear him, but I forgot that I shut OBS off. You should be able to hear him now. I hope.
Can you hear us now?
Yep, he says normal. So I don't have to. Sounds good here. Thank you, John. Tony gives us the big thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. I'm not going to be here very long. I have another round of eye drop scheduled at 10 o'clock, so if I make it to then, I'm going to be surprised. And then tomorrow night, probably go a little earlier as well. I'll go ahead and probably have to repeat this about 2 or 3 times, but surgery went well. I pretty much felt everything they were doing, and it didn't hurt by no means, but I could tell they were doing something in my eye. As soon as it was over and they took me back to the recovery room, I said, somebody mentioned something about coffee and a cracker, and they just laughed. I mean, I hadn't had anything to eat since 11:30 the night before. I was rather hungry, rather thirsty. So I get a cup of water, I get a cup of coffee, and I get 2 crackers, saltines and graham crackers. Yay. Those didn't last long. And then the doc says, well, I'll see you in the morning. I said, is there any way we can do this today so I don't have to come back in the morning because I'm not a morning person. And she said, yeah, I'll see you at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Cool. This was 2 o'clock, so I'm thinking, I've been hanging out since 9:30. I can hang out another 2 hours with no
Yeah, I
issues
remember you sending me the
whatsoever.
message.
Huh?
I remember when you sent me the message, and then I never heard anything from you after that.
Yeah,
So
well, I was kind of busy. They're playing with my eye. So we stick around, go see the doc, and good news, at 4 hours after surgery, you're 2035. There's no reason what that's cool. We finally get home. We don't even want to talk about that, but we finally get home, and I went in and I was beat. I was physically and mentally beat. So I told Lauren, I said, while you make dinner, I'm going to take a nap. I sent Alex a message and said, I'm going to take a nap. And he said, LLL figures. Hope he never gets exhausted to where he has to take a nap. But anyway, I lay down to take a nap. And about 9 o'clock last night, I went into diabetic shock. Thank goodness Mrs. K was here, because had she not been here, I probably would have died. All we did to rectify that problem was, man, I know what pure sugar tastes like now, and boy, was it good.
he made you take a tablespoonful of sugar like Mary Poppins.
Yep, basically it was two, but I'm the one that made me take it because my blood sugar was so low that I was about ready to pass out. So I knew that I needed to instantly get my blood sugar high. With the only way to do that's orange or something like that. We don't have no oranges, so the old teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Now we actually did eat after the surgery. We went down to the cafeteria there at the VA and had pizza. Don't ever get
Say,
pizza.
how was the pizza?
It was horrible. It was.
No, you had me thinking you ordered Papa John's or Domino's or something, not
Nope.
cafeteria pizza.
Nope. We didn't go anywhere. I can't drive until Monday, so I'm not going to go out and get Papa John's, and I seriously doubt they're going to deliver it. So, Bobby Warren says Cox is coming out Monday. Sometimes I can read just fine. I am going to have to wear reading glasses. I do know that.
We had a long conversation with Doug today about all the different internet connection types of DSL, cable, and fiber.
I didn't even try to get up. I get woke up every 2 hours, 4 hours, and 6 hours for these silly little drops in my eye. So I get any and all rest I can in between.
Oh, you didn't miss much. Doug's answer after everything was, as long as I get a connection to the internet and my computers work, I don't care. I don't care how the actual technology works.
Well, I think most people would feel that way. I don't think having the knowledge of how it works is going to make it be any faster or any slower, for that matter. I know you guys are going, why do you have your glasses on? Because I have bifocals on these and I can read the text. It's smaller. And they did tell me I'm going to have to wear reading glasses. Now, I don't know at what point I can sit and not have to read it. Well, this is pretty good. I can read this right here. I did ask him about doing the left eye with farsightedness, and they recommend not doing it. They said a lot of people do that, but they recommend not doing that. What they did recommend is get the left eye done exactly like the right eye, and then wear reading glasses for up close stuff. So more than likely, that's what I'm going to do. It is scheduled for the Friday after April 18th, whatever that may, 19th, I think it is. No, that ain't right. The 20th. Hang on. 21st. I go in on the 18th for the preliminary check of everything, and then that Friday will be the surgery. So that'll be good. I don't look forward to it, but I get it over with and can have my vision back. It'll be worth it. Cool. I know Indiana got beat today. That was one of the first things I looked at when I finally did wake up. They got beat by 4 by Penn State. That's their tournament. I'm just so out of touch with everything right now. I don't have no clue what's going on in the world. But I wanted to come
Even
on
with
here.
even with only one eye, can you tell a difference already?
Oh yeah.
A positive difference?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If I close my left eye and look far away, everything's bright and clear. If I close my right eye and look at the same thing, everything's all fuzzy wuzzy, blurry. So yeah, a hell of a big difference. I'm looking forward to about the middle of next week when they said all the swelling and everything else will be done. And then go through the same procedure with the left eye. That'll be good. Yeah, I mean, big difference.
Wasn't painful, was it?
Yes and no. Probably what hurt the most is when they put the IV in my arm because of where they put it. I did feel that, and I grimaced a little bit on that. As far as the eye goes, they put that last numbing drop in there, and I could not, how do I want to word this? I couldn't physically feel it, but I could see it, okay? I mean, you're sitting there with your eye propped open, and you see this little thing coming at your eye. It's kind of hard not to. She only had to tell me 2 times to make sure you look at the bright light. So, other than that, she said I did really good. They explained the strength of the lens, and I'm thinking, I don't really care about that. I want to be able to see. John Aloy says, I have different power reading glasses for different distances, reading computer, etc. I had it done about 2 years ago. Yeah, they actually explained that to me as well, John, because I just need to be able to see far away, obviously, when I'm driving. And then my computer, the way I'm sitting right now, is just a tad over arm length away. And I can actually read a text right now without expanding it and without putting on my glasses. So, yes, it's going to be worth it. It really is. It really is. So apparently Bobby's got a security system. He says he can watch his house from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what a dog's for.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I gotta give the staff credit. They all had really good senses of humor. Every single one of them had a great sense of humor. The one actually wrote down my channel. I don't know if that means we're going to see them at some point in time. She said, what was the name of that channel again? And I told her, and she's over there scribbling it down. So that'd be kind of cool. Pops in and says, I'm your nurse. Remember me? Lorna got to go through the whole thing except the surgery. I did ask him if she could hold my hand because I'm such a big baby. And they laughed and said no. I said, so I said, then I guess her being in the operating room with the camera is not going to work either, is it? And they all laughed at that too. So, but I think they recorded it. I really do. Because
there's a lot of these kind of surgeries like this on YouTube for just about anything.
Well, you got HIPAA regulations you got to be concerned about.
But I mean, you can always go back and post edit and blur out faces and
oh sure,
blur out information that you don't.
Well, you saying that about editing? I had actually planned on being up this morning early, and since I can't do anything, I was really going to do a deep dive into DaVinci and try to figure some things out. In fact, when I got out of surgery and I'm in the recovery room, Lorna goes, so what are you thinking about? I said, I'm thinking about how to clone an image so that you have 6 on one side and 6 on another. She goes, really? I said, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I was thinking about before I went to surgery. That's what I'm thinking about now. So, you know something's wrong when you're sitting there and getting ready to go have your eye poked at and you're thinking about how do you make a clone in DaVinci Resolve? Get up here a little closer. That is a bit.
I tell you what, the last time I had surgery, it was like the surgery was the Friday before I was supposed to start my first networking class. And the way those networking classes work, if I didn't start that first networking class that semester, I would have had to wait a whole nother year before I could start the first networking class again.
Wow.
Before they offered it again. And so when I went in that Friday, when I went into surgery, all I was thinking about is, man, I hope I can get out of here, out of the hospital, and be able to go home, and be able to make it to class on Monday. Because if I don't, I'll have to wait a whole nother year before I can start the networking stuff.
Why was there such a long delay?
Man, I hope Alex don't go in the waiting room tonight.
Why was there such a long delay?
Yes.
Because at the time there was four networking classes for Cisco I had to take, and on Monday, Wednesday they did number 1, and on Tuesday, Thursday they did number 3, and then the next semester on Monday, Wednesday they did 2, and on Tuesday, Thursday they did 4. So it was an alternating thing. They couldn't do all 4 classes every semester.
Right, but you said if you didn't make it that day, you would have to wait till the next year, right? Isn't that what you said?
Right.
So my
Because
question,
you have to do those networking classes in order. You have to do them 1, 2, 3, 4.
oh, okay.
And so if that makes sense, because they only did the odd numbered classes in the fall, and they only did the even numbered classes in the spring.
That sounds like an Arkansas thing there. That's what that sounds like.
But thankfully I made it. I was out of there and home by noon.
What time?
I only had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be there by 5.
That's because you took public transportation, or was it?
No, that's because that's what time they wanted me there.
Oh, okay.
And no, I would never take public transportation to something like that. I'm only taking public transportation to 2 places: my grandma's and to college.
Yeah. Bobby Warren
I
says
haven't went
yes,
anywhere else.
to download the Home Life app on my phone so I can be ready for the. Yeah, Alex is going to giggle at this, and he'll probably end up in the waiting room. I actually connected the Alexa to the NVIDIA Shield the other night. And as of right now, it's still connected. About the only thing I can do is turn the TV on or off, and that's about it.
You should be able to ask it to open up apps or whatever on there, like open YouTube.
Should be and being are 2 different things at this point in time. It took forever to get it on there, and then it took forever just to say, Alexa, turn the TV off. Okay, off. Alexa, turn the TV on. Okay. And then I tried to open a couple apps, and it wouldn't work. So more than likely, it's going to go away. And you're not going to believe why it's going to go away. There's a specific reason why I'll get rid of it. Care to take a stab at it?
Because you don't need it.
Well, besides that, yes.
Because you don't want it listening in and sending off your conversations, or that's what they say, possibly.
No, I'm okay with the Alexa. I'm going to disconnect it from the TV because I got an email right after I did that from Amazon saying that it is now Amazon Alexa, Amazon, or the NVIDIA Shield are all connected to my Amazon account now. So if Mrs. K screws up and doesn't pay attention, I'm going to get charged for something she's watching.
Oh, yeah.
So
when you said Amazon and it's connected to your account, I immediately thought, oh, that means you can order something through there if you ain't.
Possibly. Well, she wouldn't do that. If she wanted something, she'd come to me and we'd look it up. But
paying attention now.
I forgot to look up my email. I have no idea.
A lot of these smart devices like this will let you set it so that if you want to buy something, it prompts you for your password every time. So you have to put in your password before you can purchase something.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm surprised Doug didn't put Alex in the waiting room today.
That's and that's also applies to like any phone or tablet that you set, any iPad or Android or iPhone that you set up.
Don't try to dodge the question. Why would he put Alex in the waiting room, Chris?
Cause he was trying to answer a question before Doug even got it out.
I know Doug doesn't like me for that.
Did you do that on purpose, Alex?
No, I didn't. I'm just saying. Um, he
He let you say what you want to say, then he said something like, I don't know what he said. Doug, he's funny.
How long did he
it's
stream
a
for today?
couple hours.
All right, that'll give me something to do in the morning then.
He made a mess up and was trying to show something on a XSplit. It didn't work. So it basically killed the stream. We had to restart it all. He had to restart it again. But if you count the second stream and the first stream, it's little over 2 hours probably.
Well, we all know that if you can fix the issue fast enough, you have about 60 to 90 seconds to stop the stream and restart it. We've already experimented with that. For example, if I come over here and I hit stop the stream, live streaming.
You just don't have very long at
No,
all.
one of these days I'm actually going to time it. I'm actually going to start it, hit the button, start the timer, and then see at what point in time, 61 seconds, 65, how long does it go?
Let's just say me and one other person was in Zoom, was in Doug's Zoom earlier today when he first started. And as soon as we joined, he said, y'all don't talk. And while he was saying that, the stream ended. His stream ended. And so we were trying to let him know the circle was going on and around because he didn't realize it.
Well, he monitors what he's doing like I do.
He does. He just
Yeah, I had an Alex Cheek moment yesterday at the hospital as well. I'm almost ashamed to admit this, but I forget what part of the hospital we were at, but I'm sitting there looking around at the computer and seeing how big the monitor is and looking at the Ethernet connection.
hilarious. only
Yeah, it's scary.
It's
scary. It's not hilarious.
I thought only I would do that. Only I would look around the monitor, see how big the monitor is, look around, see if I can find the computer tower, see if they got one of those little thin clients on the back of the monitor, see how it's plugged in. One time I was sitting in the room, waiting on the doctor, and I made a shocking discovery that if you press enter or if I press the OK button on like their screen shows a message, the hospital message they programmed on there when you sign in. Well, I discovered that if you press OK or press the enter button, that it automatically logs in. It doesn't ask for a username or a password on that particular system.
That's scary.
So once I figure that out, I go into the settings and I see figure out what the specifications are, and come to find out those machines that are in the patient rooms are actually virtual machines. They're actually stored on the main server, and it's like a remote connection to a virtual environment. It's not an actual computer.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself. I gotta yell something in there. I'm back.
I realize in a way that's not good, and they probably don't want the patients messing with that.
You think?
But
What was
in
your
a way,
first clue?
in a way it is good because it lets if there's it lets them know what they're where they need to beef up their security.
I would not even begin to look at it like that, but only you and apparently me in certain situations look around and see what their computer systems are like.
Well, I had
Scary.
when I was at the dentist office at Children's the last day I was there before they kicked me out, told me I couldn't come back because I was like 28 or whatever at the time. They said that they couldn't get their computer to come on, so they asked me to fix it.
You
Turned out to
should
be a
have
loose
negotiated 10 more years of services to do that.
turned out to be a loose power cable or something simple like that.
Why did they kick you out?
Because I was
He aged out.
I'm over the age of 26.
Right.
Years ago, as long as I've been going there, ever since I was a kid, they always told my mom that, we'll see you, even though the rest of the hospital won't, we'll see you at the dentist as long as you're alive. We'll see him as long as he's alive. But
Insurance changed.
But their policy changed or insurance changed or something.
Yep.
And last time I was there, they said something along the lines of we've had too many kids come. And even though I told them that years ago when I was a kid, y'all told my mom that I could come here as long as I live, and they basically said that's not the way it is anymore. Goodbye. And since then, I have not been back to the dentist, and that was about a year plus 2 or 3 months ago.
Are your teeth falling out yet?
Nope. I do brush and everything I need to do,
Well, let's see here. Got
Well,
30 minutes.
I should probably schedule a dentist appointment with some place here in town. They were supposed to switch my insurance over from one provider to another, and I don't know if I've got like cards or the info for that, so I hadn't bothered to call and try to get something scheduled.
Be right back.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit.
Because right now my main concern is trying to get
But if you call now, you can get
trying to get a job somewhere.
for $97. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The NOCIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call them to get 2
All right. We're back. Get a little bit of bonus footage. You get to see the pain and agony I go through.
Take the eyes away.
This is Nurse Lorna. Well, that's not Nurse
Take
Lorna.
your
That's
glasses off.
Standing lifetime customer support and a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Head up.
Start your recorders now.
Oh, man. Head
Hey.
up. As in really. As in level. There. One, and that's after 5 minutes is the other one.
That's one.
You didn't scream or nothing. You were supposed to make it authentic.
No, I don't want to scare her. I dread it when she's at work and I got to do this myself. That's going to be fun and joyous, believe
No,
me.
that's why I put the timer. I can put it 3 times
Yeah,
in the
don't-
morning, and you can do 1 time in the afternoon. I'll do it 2 times at night.
Well,
When I get home at 10.
when you work 16 hours, I'm going to have to give my eye drops
Oh,
myself.
well, that was next week. I mean, that's Friday. I'm gonna work 16 hours Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
Okay.
I will be here.
Man, that burns.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
I haven't even gone into a mirror yet and looked. Let me see. Got this big white dot on my eye. I think it wasn't supposed to do that. If you warm the drops so they don't sting as much. Yeah, that I think I did hear him mention something about that. Her problem is she doesn't get far enough away from my eyeball. She actually touches the eyeball. Then when you touch the eyeball, as you all know, your eye tries to close. I can't get her to understand. She needs just to get a little further back. And she's so afraid something's going to go wrong. I tell you what, those nurses and doctors, they knew what they were doing. The doctor said, I'm going to put a drop in your eye now. Okay, I'm done. I mean, it was just that quick and that easy. Of course, it ought to be. She's a doctor.
Did you notice my new virtual background?
It says I got to get to Walmart.
Yeah,
Gotta get to Walmart before they close for good.
Yeah, I heard something about they're closing down about 259 stores.
yeah, but they're all in strange places.
Yeah, but that's how it started with Kmart.
That's true. They started it in off the wall, out of the way areas, and 10 o'clock. I hear the train clock.
They said those stores weren't performing financially.
Yeah, but the people, I saw sort of videos and people say they're always busy, but they also say there's a lot of theft in those stores.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know why it is, but the corporations seem like they let them get away with it. I don't know why they don't chase them down. I'll say something after stream. I can't say it now because we on the internet we on YouTube.
Yeah, we're still on YouTube. Yeah,
This is funny.
I was actually planning on streaming last night, but man, that threw me for a loop. Believe me.
Imagine it did.
Well, I was just thankful she was home. I mean,
Someone mentioned that you probably had you might have had a reaction because you didn't eat or whatever.
well, yeah, I mean, think about this. I didn't take my meds on Thursday
Yeah.
night. I didn't take my meds on Friday morning. I didn't eat anything or drink anything from 11:30 Thursday night. The only thing I had was a little 4-ounce water and a little 4-ounce cup of coffee and 2 saltines and 2 graham crackers. And then we went downstairs, had 3 pieces of pizza, and just the activity of me sitting there going like, "This coming home," you know. But we made it. That's the good news. We made it.
I
No.
have to ask, since it was a hospital cafeteria pizza, was it slices of pizza or was it those square pieces
No,
of pizza
it was
that they
slices
used
of
to give
pizza.
you it?
It was regular slices of pizza. It was terrible. Yeah, Bobby, I got your email. I seen it.
Did
I
it
thought
have
maybe they would have
protein
given you
on it?
those school pizzas that we had
No.
in high school.
No. And then, I mean, I was hot. I was dizzy. I was sweating. I was freezing. I knew what was going on. I was well aware of what was going on. Oh, here we go.
Drop number 2.
There she goes again. I dropped number 2. You have a hard time with time. You know that, don't you? Because it's only been 4 minutes.
What was it? What was going on?
It's gonna go 5 before we
My
done.
body was crashing, Alex. My blood sugar. Okay, so that's the other good thing. When they checked my blood sugar in the morning, It was 101, and the nurse was like, "Oh, that's a really good blood sugar for a diabetic." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," but knowing what I know now, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to sneak something in on the next eye, or something. I don't know.
Was she gonna put a drop in your left eye?
No,
Oh,
not yet.
Hold it.
Yeah, because I can open my eye more. Don't get so close to my eyeball.
This is a suspension, you know that. It
Yeah, see? Thank you.
because
Thank you. Did good.
I drop it down instead because you're not putting your head like
So
really
when's the next
straight.
round? 2 hours from now?
No, this one at 12,
That would be 2 hours from
and
now.
then
Then.
there's another one at 2.
You
That's
can
the
pretend
last
you
one.
did it at 2, and we'll be happy. That didn't go over well at all. So let me catch up with chat. Robert Michael says, "Hello, Mrs. K. Yes, I got your email. I'll check it out when I end the stream, which is coming up here pretty shortly. And then we'll do a little bit of an after stream Zoom."
yeah, that is a pisser. You gotta wake up at 2 o'clock or stay up till 2 o'clock.
She's been very diligent the last 24 hours about waking me up and giving me those silly drops. It's, I mean, for my own good, so I really can't complain, you know. The third set of drops, when they did the 4-hour check, my eye was still swollen, and they said they'll give me these drops and that'll make the swelling go down. Otherwise, they said it was successful, and I feel it was successful.
That's good.
Yeah. I did play around with my glasses yesterday, and boy, when I looked through the non-bifocal part, I'm going to talk about being on an LSD trip. Not that I would know anything about that, mind you, but man, there was some funky looking waves in the air and whatnot. But this is perfect because now when I, train my eyes to look through the both bifocals, I can read just fine. So, and if I take them off, I can read it out of my right eye, but not my left eye. And then I guess we're going to get my hearing checked. I apparently have problems hearing. What? Alex is like, what's he talking about? So
Every once in a while, be looking at TV, or if I've been watching the YouTube or something like that for an hour or two,
right.
and then I quit looking at the YouTube and watch the TV. The guide is a little blurry for a few minutes. And occasionally I'll see, you know how you look through a microscope and you see those little squirrely amoebas or whatever.
Yep.
I see those floating around and then they go away.
Yep.
But the chief medical doctor on the ship I was on, he told me that's normal.
Yeah, I see those too, but only at night when I'm laying in bed, kind of half dreaming and half not. And then during the day, in the morning when I wake up, kind of half dreaming and half not.
Well, I know they told me yesterday they were going to put me completely out, and then they would slowly bring me back as they're doing the operation. If I was completely asleep, I did not know it at all.
Did it seem like they just immediately put you to sleep and then you was immediately woken back up again?
No. I was the entire time. I knew what was going on. I could hear and they told me, he says, you'll be able to hear us and we'll talk to you and you'll be able to communicate and whatnot. Now I did notice that when it first started, I was talking to them like I'm talking to you guys. Full voice, not slurring my words or anything. And at about the halfway to 3/4 mark, I was like, yeah, okay. Anything, I could tell there was.
He was doing Joshy voice.
No, I wasn't doing Josh's voice. I was doing my voice as I was trying to respond to them. So,
I don't want to get divorced.
exactly. I did notice that. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and end the stream. I don't plan on being up very much longer anyway. That's the other thing. It's just wearing me out. So I want to thank everybody that was here. Tony Wallow, John Aloy, Greg Guy was second tonight, I believe.
Yeah,
John Aloy was fourth. Bobby Warren was, what, third? Didn't see no Long Dog. I hope he's doing all right. I was kind of hoping he would be there. I wanted to discuss my crash with him a little bit. He's diabetic too. Robert Michael was here briefly. Thank you, gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow night, probably at 9, is depending on how I feel. That's the target anyway. See you. Oh, tomorrow night, John can't be here because it's Sunday night. Shoot. Forgot about that. Oh, maybe I'll go earlier than 9. Thank you. And if you want to join the Zoom, I got a button that has a, I think it's right there. Oh, there we go. Look, my Stream Deck still works. Amazing. Good night, everybody.